Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome to the bonus show. I am your guest host today, David Pakman. Remember that story from a few months ago about how something like 90 or 95% of the banned items and substances got through TSA screening in some investigative attempts to test TSA that were done? More bad news for the Transportation Security Administration, rather. U.S. lawmakers and federal watchdogs reported yesterday that the TSA's lack of ability to detect weapons and other contraband during the passenger screening process at the nation's airport is pitiful. Congressman Stephen Lynch from Massachusetts said, quote, "In looking at the number of times people got through with guns or bombs in these covert testing exercises, it really was pathetic. When I say that, I mean pitiful. Just thinking about the breaches there, it's horrific." The other question that has surfaced from this latest TSA investigation is about the effectiveness of those porno scanners. As you may know, I have not once gone through the porno scanners. Now, whenever I opt out at airports, the TSA people tell me, no, this is the new one. It has reduced radiation. And I always say, listen, I don't care about that. And to be honest, neither you nor I are experts in radiation. What I care about is the fact that that is not going to add to security. And the pictures, the images are not as secure as we were originally told. And these machines are a huge profit center for companies like that with which Michael Chertoff is involved. I just want nothing to do with it, and I will gladly wait as long as it takes for a pat down. People have heard me say this before. Now it appears as though they are not even that effective. The porno scanners, aside from being a total ruse to make money for security contractors and the manufacturers, aside from the fact that the images are not controlled as securely as we were told, aside from the fact that maybe there's a radiation concern, it appears as though they are of questionable value in detecting banned substances and items. So I don't think much of our audience will be surprised by this. We have security theater here in the United States. As I've said many times, the methods employed at most famously, most well known at Tel Aviv airport in Israel are far more effective. And if you just compare, and I was in Israel over the summer, if you compare the entire demeanor and way of functioning of a TSA agent to one of the security agents at Tel Aviv airport, you instantly realize the exponentially greater training of the Israeli security agents at airports. And it has no comparison. There's no comparison whatsoever. And the counter to this is usually, well, Israel's a small country. They really only have one major airport. To do that in the United States would be incredibly difficult and incredibly expensive. And my question at this point, based on how poorly the TSA seems to function on these tests, is what is security worth in terms of money? Let's answer that question. There were a number of votes yesterday. I voted in local elections here in Massachusetts yesterday, and one of the bigger votes is that Ohio voted not to legalize marijuana. Ohio voters rejected an initiative that would have ended marijuana prohibition. The unofficial results were that the amendment was defeated 64 to 36, roughly. Voters did write into the Ohio Constitution a provision which prohibits the establishment of a monopoly, oligopoly, or cartel in the state's founding document. Issue 2, which the state legislature wrote expressly to defeat the marijuana language, did pass 52 to 48%. This was bungled, and obviously I'm disappointed that the vote to legalize marijuana in Ohio didn't pass, but there was such concern in Ohio over the potentially impending monopoly that would take place with regard to marijuana that there was a sort of blowback that existed. And I was speaking to a friend of mine this morning here in Massachusetts who is an attorney, and he's very much involved in decriminalization and legalization of marijuana. And he said the entire way that Ohio went about it was destined to fail. It was the wrong way to go about it. It was already working to set up an oligopolistic or monopolistic control situation over the marijuana industry, and that it was just a really a non-starter and soundly defeated. I mean, basically by a 2-1 margin, that was defeated in Ohio. So sad news in a sense. At the same time, it's interesting that when you don't have a bill to decriminalize or legalize marijuana, when the bill does not essentially serve as a nod to big corporations and corporate control over that industry, we've seen a number of successful votes. Colorado, for example, which has become a huge success story, etc. Voters do seem to be paying attention to the specifics, right, of the vote that is taking place and how it is being structured. And in a world where we're increasingly concerned about low voter turnout and low voter engagement and low information voters, I guess that's a pretty good thing. I don't know. Send me your thoughts on that. Let me address some questions that have come up about the Patriot Mail calendar. As I told you yesterday, the 2016 Patriot Mail calendar is now on sale. As members, you have two options. If you want just a calendar, you can get the calendar at the discounted members rate at davidpakman.com/calendarmembers16. And the password for the page is the site-wide password we're using for you right now, which is Boston16. However, if you want to restart your membership, you can get a calendar for free with your yearly membership at davidpakman.com/calendar16. A lot of people writing in saying, hey, David, can I pay with PayPal? Yes, you can. If you would like to use PayPal instead of the new payment system that we have, just contact us. Go to our website, use the contact form, or email me, and I will set you up with what you need to pay via PayPal. No problem at all. Question about ordering more than one calendar and bundling international shipping? Absolutely. We had someone from Germany order 3 calendars yesterday. They want one at the office, one for home, and one for their wife's office. We had someone from Italy write in today about ordering 2 calendars, and we can definitely save you money on international shipping that way. And of course, if they're being shipped within the US, shipping is included anyway, and we will ship them together for you. And the other question is, as far as the signature, having it autographed, it will not delay shipping at all. The way it's working is that we're getting a bulk order sent to us because the manufacturer doesn't do individual drop shipping in a way that really makes sense. So we're going to order probably 50 calendars at a time. We will sign the ones that are a signature purchase and mail them out, and it will not delay your calendar delivery in any way. So those are the questions we've had so far. If you want the calendar for free and you want to restart your membership, or maybe you have a monthly membership and you want to switch to a yearly membership, you can do that at davidpakman.com/calendar16. If you just want the calendar, you get a membership discount, whether you want it signed or unsigned. You can do that at davidpakman.com/calendarmembers16. The password is Boston16. That is it for today's bonus show. It's a slightly shorter bonus show. Immediately after this, I have a conference call with our landlord at the new studio, and I am hoping to finalize the move date, which hopefully will be over the weekend, into the new studio. I'll have more information about that either tomorrow or Friday for you. Keeping our fingers crossed for good news. So I will follow up with all of you probably tomorrow, and then maybe I'll also get some news from Lewis from his trip. I've heard nothing. One of our mutual friends that he's traveling with has posted a few pictures, but I've heard nothing from Lewis other than that he certainly made it to Greece. That much I know for sure.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.